Next, second type of photosynthetic protists are dinoflagellates. Second, dinoflagellates. Before that photosynthetic protist, we know that 80% of the photosynthesis is done by photosynthetic protists. So chrysophytes, first of all chrysophytes is completed. Second, that is dinoflagellates. Here named only is there in name. Dino nothing but two, flagellates means flagella. So two flagellas are present. Two flagellas are present in the body. Mainly they are some red in color, blue in color, brown in color, yellow and green color also. In color based on pigment. So this which is based on pigment, based on type of pigment present in their body. Based on the pigment they are different in colors. So dinoflagellates are mainly available in red color, blue color, brown, yellow, green in color, depends on pigment in their body. They are mostly marine, means mostly they are found in oceans and salty water, nothing but. So next to some are fresh water, some are fresh water also present. They are mainly photosynthetic. So dinoflagellates are mainly photosynthetic, means they perform photosynthesis because chlorophylls are present. That's why they prepare own food materials by the process of photosynthesis. That's why these organisms are mainly photosynthetic organisms. Next to cell wall is made up of stiff cellulosic cell wall, and this cellulose arranged as cellulosic plates. Cellulosic plates. What do you mean by cellulosic plates? So this is dinoflagellates structure. So this is structure. In the structure, the cellulose is arranged in 4 plates. So these are cellulosic cell wall plates. Cellulosic cell wall plates, 4 plates, and the space between these walls, space is present. This space is called longitudinal groove. Between the 4 cellulosic stiff plates, the space is present. That space is grooves. So from top to bottom, that space is there. That space we are treated as longitudinal space or longitudinal groove, and here also some space is there between the cellulosic plates, that is transfer groove. This is transverse groove, longitudinal groove and transverse groove. This is the longitudinal groove, this is the transfer groove. Now flagella is arranged in 2 types. This is longitudinal flagella, longitudinal flagella. Two types of flagella. One is longitudinal flagella. One more is here to start. This is transverse flagella. Transverse flagella. One flagella is longitudinally arranged. One flagella is arranged in horizontally. That horizontal flagella is arranged from the transverse groove, and it is from the back to again comes to, that is a transverse groove. Will start from one region of transverse groove, again it is spirally and re-come back to, that is into transverse groove. Start from transverse groove, again return back to transverse groove only. That's why these type of organisms Whirling whips. Whirling whips. Whirling whips is nothing but spinning type of flagella. Flagella shows the movement is spinning type of movement. So flagella shows spinning type of movement. So whirling whips is nothing but, whirling whips means the flagella which is shows spiral movement, spirally movement. So that is that type of movement is whirling whips. So in dinoflagellates, nucleus is condensed in the form of chromosomes. So nucleus is condensed in the form of chromosomes. Nothing but nucleus is condensed, one thing. Next, chromosomes do not have histone proteins. So chromosomes do not have histone proteins. That's why these type of chromosomes are called mesokaryon. Mesokaryon is one thing. Mesokaryon means chromosomes do not contain histone proteins. Histone proteins are the one type of proteins which present along with the DNA. So without what is the histone proteins, that type of genetic material is called mesokaryon. Next, some of the dinoflagellates mainly shows bioluminescence. It means bioluminescence means given light. So given light in their body. So they produce light in their body because they absorb light during daytime and emit the light in night time. So bioluminescence means dinoflagellates shows the bioluminescence. Bioluminescence means they are absorb the light in daytime and they release the light into daytime. Next, so some of dinoflagellates mainly make up red tides or Red Sea. Red Sea is mainly formed by, that is what is that, dinoflagellates. Before that, bioluminescence example, Noctiluca. Noctiluca is a dinoflagellate which exhibit bioluminescence, means they absorb the light and release the light. Next, dinoflagellates also shows, that is red sea or red tides in water. Example, Gunia ulax. Example, Gunia ulax. This Gunia ulax dinoflagellate make up the release pigments into the water, and the water is changes into red in color, that is red sea. Red sea is mainly formed by Gunia ulax. Next, these dinoflagellates mainly kills animals present in water. So these are release toxic substances into water. These toxic substances will kills animals in water. Animals nothing but fishes. So dinoflagellates release some toxic substances. That toxic substances will kills the animals present in the water. Those are fishes. So these three things are very important. Bioluminescence, example Noctiluca, means they absorb the light during the daytime and release the light in night time. And the formation of red sea, example Gunia ulax. Next, some dinoflagellates release chemical substances or toxic substances. That substances kill animals, those are present in water. Example fishes are killed by the toxic substances. So red sea is formed by the dinoflagellates. Example Gunia ulax. Photosynthetic protists are euglenoid, or third type of photosynthetic protists are euglenoids. Example Euglena. Euglena mainly found in freshwater. It exhibits two types of characters. One is behave like a plants and animals. When plant-like character is contain chlorophyll or chloroplast is present. That is plant-like character. Chloroplast is present means perform photosynthesis. So perform photosynthesis when light is available. Light is not available to this Euglena, which is behaving as an animal to eat another animal as a food. Next, animal-like character. Euglena mainly do not have cell wall. Cell wall is absent, that is animal character. Contain photosynthetic pigments, that is plants. Euglena shows both type of characteristics. When we come to structure of Euglena. So this is the here we are observed, this is cytostome. Cytostome is also called as mouth. Cytostome is a opening which is also called as mouth. Next, this place is cytopharynx. Cytopharynx is also called as gullet. Nothing but that is esophagus, like that. Next, two flagellas are present. One is big flagellum. This big flagellum which helps in movement and locomotion, which is big flagellum, which is helps in movement and swimming. Movement and swimming. These two functions are done by big flagellum. Next, small flagellum also present. The small flagellum until reaches to only mouth. This is small flagella. The small flagella useful for trap food. Why? Because it is photosynthetic. Perform photosynthesis in only daytime when light is available. When light is not available, it trap another food, another organism. It eats another organism. So this small flagella helps to that function to trap another organism or another food item. Next, chloroplast is present inside. So which is chloroplast. Chloroplast is present in circular shape in cytoplasm. Next, this chloroplast mainly contain chlorophyll, chlorophyll A, comma B, comma xanthophylls. Xanthophylls. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, comma xanthophylls are present in chloroplast. Next, inside that granules are present like a food materials. This is polysaccharides, comma carbohydrates type of granules as a food granules are present. These are food materials like that. After photosynthesis, these are the carbohydrates or polysaccharides are food materials. Next, this is the small flagellum helps to trap the food, big flagellum for swimming and movement, and chloroplast which contain chlorophylls A and B and xanthophylls. And gullet, the big broad like structure, gullet or cytopharynx, and openings, that is the mouth, that is cytostome. Next, reproduction. Before that, one thing is that membrane is covered, this membrane to enclose the euglena body. Euglena body is covered with one layer. It is not cell wall, which is pellicle. This is pellicle. Pellicle is a flexible layer, which is mainly flexible layer, and it is mainly protein. So euglena body covered with pellicle layer. Pellicle layer mainly flexible, the body make into flexibility, and it is mainly made up of protein. Pellicle is a protein. Next, reproduction in euglena. Next, reproduction mainly by the binary fission. Mainly by the process of binary fission. So one euglena body, parent to euglena, it changes into or splits into two equal halves. So this is euglena. This euglena changes into two daughter euglenas, and finally changes into individual daughter euglenoids. So these two are daughter euglenoids. So this is parent. One single parent of euglena splits into by half and changes into two daughter cells. One euglena changes into two daughter euglena organisms. That is binary fission is a common method. Next to Plamella stage. Second method, Plamella stage. In this Plamella stage of reproduction, mainly all euglenas are comes to closure. All euglenas are comes to closure. So all euglenas are comes to closure is one thing. So next, enclosed by smooth mucilage layer or surrounded by mucilage layer. Surrounded by mucilage layer. So in unfavorable conditions, all euglenas are comes to closure and lose their flagellum. So loses their flagellum and surrounded by mucilage layer. This blue color region totally mucilage layer. When food is available, when favorable conditions, each euglenoids are changes into single euglena. So unfavorable conditions, all euglenoids are comes into closure are surrounded by mucilage layer. That is the first stage and lost their flagella. And when favorable conditions, each euglenoid changes into single euglena and reform new flagellum. Here reform new flagella. This is daughter organisms. One is binary fission, one euglena splits into euglena splits into two daughter euglenas. So one single parent euglena changes into two daughter euglenas by the binary fission is common method. Second method is Plamella stage. So unfavorable conditions, lost their flagella and round in structure surrounded by mucilage layer. When favorable conditions, each euglena changes into normal euglena and contain flagellum, means flagellum is reformed. Until here photosynthetic protists are completed. Next saprophytic protists, then after protozoan protists. Next class we are talking about slime molds. Slime molds means saprophytic protists.